how the chest voice comes on a very high register for chest voice and just belts it so everyone in their chair goes. Yeah, the bass too. Yeah. The drumming. Hello and welcome. My name is Nick Flip. I'm a composer and a vocalist and creator of Gilgamesh the Musical. And we're going to be taking a look and reacting to Casper Fox's Stories from Styx. Now, I know Casper. He's a great guy, and he's made some great music. I've heard 2 of these pieces, and I told Casper, I said, hey, do you mind if I react to this stuff? I heard 2 of them. I think there's 5. I'm not quite sure. But the first 2 I've heard, and I was like, I was kind of talking to myself, and I was like, what if I made a react about this? And Casper was like, do it, you better. And so here we are. We are reacting to a first run-through of Casper Fox's Stories from Styx, and this is coming from someone that creates music, and I'm really interested in the story of this. Now, I don't know too much about it. I just know that it has to do with Hades, and I didn't pay attention too much to the story the first time I listened to it. The first 2 pieces. I've been listening to the music, and I was like, all right, this is a jam. It's kind of like my alley. I love video game like music and compositions. So we're gonna react to it, and we're gonna give our honest thoughts for the performances. If you want to support my content, I have a Patreon. You should check that out with the link below. And if you want to support my project, Gilgamesh the Musical, you should check that out as well on my TikTok and my YouTube. Hit the sub button. Let's get into it. This is Stories from Styx by the Casper Fox. Let's get into it. Starting from the top. Here we go.
Out of all the regard.
Just want to make sure it's loud enough. There we go. Here we
go. Hades may carry the burden of every soul to ever pass through the underworld, but also the burden of misconception. Ironic, a god of this caliber thriving underneath our feet.
Uh-huh.
Hades sees life for the first time when his father Cronus spits up the king of the underworld, along with Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia.
So first thing I'm noticing immediately, and the first thing I noticed when I listened to this the first time was, first of all, the art's sweet. This sweet art. This is like sort of like Greek style art. If you look at like old Greek arts, and I used to love like Greek mythology stuff, and a lot of the art was like this side panel shots. That is very, very reminiscent of Greek style art from ancient Greece. Very, very cool. And that would be featured on stone generally. But look how cool this is. I want that as like my profile picture. So the first thing I noticed was the art. The second thing I noticed was the filtering of the vocals. The first thing I noticed. It almost sounds like it's like a phone. And that's very interesting to me, and I'm sure that's going to play more of a role later on. But the first thing I noticed is that the filtering of the vocals is purposefully, mind you. If you think that's not purposeful, you don't understand how this works. So a purposeful filter of like a phone filter, which means like high pass and low pass kind of mixed. All right, listen.
Led by Zeus, a revolution begins.
That's Casper's voice. Brother.
Out a lifelong friend. He tells us we must stand united.
Okay, that's Peter Barber from I know him from being Zeus from Epic the Musical, but that's his voice, 100%. We must stand. He has the dark tones with his vowels there. So let me try to get this chord structure. Nope, that's not it. A 6 and then to a 1 to a 5. Go off, Peter and Casper. All right, so let me just back. I wasn't listening to the words. I like how it's painting like Hades, by the way, as like a sad, not like sad because the song feels sad, at least so far, but it's painting Hades as like he's misunderstood. And I hear that a lot when people talk about Hades, and he has to do a job, you know, of gating people to the underworld, and and taking care of them there. And that what I would imagine is a pretty tough job. Like, it's pretty tough. His brother being Zeus or Poseidon, I believe. It's Zeus, right? And notice, by the way, the filtering again. It's very compressed. It's very filtered, and that being purposeful. And when I heard this the first time, I like tried to recreate it in my own little program and stuff. And I heard this the first time, and I was like, why do you think that is? Why do you think they put the compression and stuff together to create that sort of like more phone-like sound versus like a more like all the frequencies are available and we feel the low, like the super low and the high frequencies at the top. It's a little bit, it's like this on purpose. And what I thought about, and I've run into the same exact problem with creating Gilgamesh the Musical and putting voices into like one arrangement, and here's the reason. I would imagine it's because that the qualities of the microphones, I believe this was all done over the internet. So and that's sweet, by the way, because that's what mine is too. And when you have all these different quality microphones, when one is worse or one is better, that will stick out. So to compress the sounds makes it so you don't just go, ooh, that one singer or that one voice not quite hitting the same as that one voice. And that purely might be just because microphones vary in quality. So I would imagine this is an attempt to compress the sounds to make it sound like one through and through line, more about the singing and the notes and the quality of the singers versus making it a focus of who has the best mic, and that they'll sound the best if they have the best mic. And I don't want to be thinking about who has the best mic. I want to be thinking about what are the notes, what is interesting, like in the words and stuff. If I think this is a great artistic decision to say, we're going to compress it. We're going to say that everyone will be on the same playing field when it comes to microphone. So that means that we're focused on the notes and the music. Great. I would imagine it's a great decision. Just again, and then later on, like, you know, if more funding is available to make it so everyone can come into a studio to do it, I would imagine that would be like the direction that they would go later on. But for now, as a listener, I'm like, this makes sense. This completely makes sense to me. He's got low notes and very dark frequencies of vowel. Like octaves, like 3 octaves there. Sa, sa, sa. You can hear the octave on Casper. Like those strings in the very far back. Ooh. Like you can hear the very far back instruments. And there's the forefront, brought to the forefront. Dude, okay, all right, gotta stop for a second. This is like, it's so funny because, like, you know, I'm American. I live in America. This BPM, this like 140 BPM, maybe 150 BPM, is so normalized in like Eastern Europe, even like Asia, like Russia. This 140 BPM, which is like the drum and bass sort of, like a little faster than like a 120 BPM, meaning like so wake me up when it's all over. You can hear that's the tempo, but this is and it's so funny to hear. Like, I would imagine this is a very popular genre for Eastern Europeans and like Northwestern Asians. In America, it's for me, I'm like, this is unfamiliar to me. You know, drum and bass. I don't listen to a lot of drum and bass. I do in my favorite games. So this is bringing me some RoboQuest vibes. If you guys ever play RoboQuest, it's all D&B. It's like, it's so sick. So sick. Love it. Yeah, it's even faster than that. We'll drown these brutes with a flood, exclaim and reclaim the Cyclops grants us strength, we must not comply. We will be so are they teaming up against Poseidon? Is that what I'm hearing? Because they're going up against Cyclops, which I know are like the sons of Poseidon. I think it's epic. I don't know. Grants us strength, we must not comply. We will The vibrato. Nice. Hera, too. This is so bass hunter. I love it. Titus? What's his name? Oh, yeah. I've heard this song. I love that. The pullback into... It's so drum and bass. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the genre super well, but it feels like all the games I like, a bunch of drum and bass games. And bass under, all I ever wanted was to see you smiling. All I ever... Sorry, I'm just going into a tangent. I'm following the story here best I can. This is all the gods. That's Hades. Shaking hands with Zeus. And this action scene. Ooh. The synth. And the fullness of the full picture now being now with the forefront of the but the sensor. Oh, you know, like now it's really RoboQuest. If you heard RoboQuest soundtrack, it's so good. Like, and then I'm waiting for the and the drum beat is totally not like you would expect that for this genre. It says it's fast. Can't get it right. Soft drop.
The moon, we forget about the stars. Were we in a prison before he
What an interesting key change here, wasn't it? Isn't it now? Maybe it's still in G minor. Maybe I'm just wrong. No, it's a half step higher. Sorry, I'll do. Wow, half step higher on a key change usually is like progression. So this is now a new moment. It's like we're in a new place. Usually that's what that means. Like. No, wait, it changed before. I'm dumb. I didn't catch it when it changed. Was it at the drop? Did I miss it? They're so similar.
The moon, we forget about the stars. Were we in a prison before he set the bars?
Yeah.
Over the skies, over the seas, over the land below.
I know JP worked on this. JP being the Epic the Musical producer. No, not producer. Producer? Is that the word for it? Audio technician? We'll just say that. Mixing and masterer, which is, by the way, so hard. So hard. I asked JP for some help on my project because I was interested in just getting some feedback on what I've been doing. And he's so smart, by the way. And hearing those vocals, man, those fit like a glove into the mix. That is awesome. I don't know how you do that with the slides and stuff too. And you can feel it is locked in. It is locked in with it. Listen to those come in. It's just like it fits. Yeah.
The divine birthright
Ooh.
obligated them to split the
Key
cosmos
change.
amongst themselves. The three sons of Cronus would have their territory decided by the fates.
The burden of leadership, I will gladly accept it. The strength of the oceans, I will gladly accept it.
The might of the underworld, I will gladly accept it.
The times of the Titans are over, and a new era begins with the Olympians.
We're now in F minor. Wait, is that the 2 chord? E flat major. That's so sick. I like how all the gods are working together. I mean, like, how many times in Greek mythos do you say, gods are fighting, gods are fighting, gods are fighting? That's like Greek mythos in a nutshell. I mean, really a lot of mythos in a nutshell. But like, this is a weird thing I'm seeing, is all of them working together. And they're all saying the same thing. That's like helping really clarify that. They are all working together. Not all of them are present. Like I don't see Poseidon. So, and they worked against their father, Kronos. That's their father, Kronos.
The times of the Titans are over, and
That's
a new
a
era
Titan.
begins with the Olympians.
So they are here to fight against the Titans, which is like Kronos is like the main one, right? That's their father. I love the octaves. Yeah. Whoa, I like that delay. Locked in. Dang. I like that. I like that. I like that. My especially favorite thing is I love it when people delay beats. Or like 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And like, ooh, that hits. So that's here. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I love that. That's just the quick, quiet. Boom. That was cool. Nice job. All right, so the premise is they are fighting against the Titans. Now I understand it, I think. You tell me if I'm wrong. Cash is going to send me. He's going to be like, dude, you suck. Like, that's not even close. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm focusing on the music.
Gazing upon his new domain, the king of the underworld.
So the muse is the storyteller of mythos, and is it that they can predict the future? Like the muses are like the fortune tellers. Because I just remember like in mythos that people channeled the muses for knowledge, and or they're just the knowledge keepers. And this is someone that's giving a recanting of the historic stuff that happened in this moment. I'm trying to. I don't know mythos enough to know that from just like seeing the word the muse. But the role they're playing, it seems like.
The king of the underworld could not help but feel ambivalence.
A new artist. This is
Every
crazy
soul
looking.
That includes you and I.
Casper.
Will someday rest within.
I know where you found this. This is crazy looking. Is this Hades?
The story has been told.
Casper in his head voice. He's got a really strong head voice. A lot of people's head voices sound like kind of light and airy, the castles of. And his is like really pure. The story has been told. Where the hardest part about head voice is that it's hard to communicate consonants because you're bringing a vowel into like a very light, brittle place, and the consonants sometimes get lost. So you really have to articulate to make that sound good. And so far, I understand everything he said. It's tough though. Good for him.
Within his domain.
He's a very talented vocalist. Yeah, very, very articulate. Very articulate. He almost sounds like hurt. That's why he's up there. It's head voice is a very vulnerable place to be as a singer. Chest voice is, it's a stronger place for vocals. But the head voice, that's vulnerability. So if you want to sing something vulnerable like, come, that's like head voice. Versus like, like chest voice. Too high for me to sing this note, by the way. Yep, all head voice. Chest here. Can. This fits so well. Ooh. Ooh. I love that. Ooh, I love that transition back into the chest voice. Oh, yeah. Hey. You can feel the strength. Great lead-in, by the way. I've heard this song before. This is where I was like, okay. I started saying some. I think I said it right there, actually. That's where I need to start. I need to ask Casper if I can react to this. Because I heard that, and I said out loud to myself. I was like, Ooh, what a transition to chest voice. You can feel the strength there, and it's like, yeah. And I said that out loud, and I was like, I want to ask him if I could just say all this stuff I'm going to probably say out loud in my head, out loud in real life to a reaction video. I love it. I love this. You can feel it's a very contemporary sort of chord structure. He loves this chord. This is called the dominant, which leads us either two places here, or it leads us to here. One leading kind of sadder, and one leading more happy. One major, one minor. And let's see what he does. He uses this a lot. Do. Here it is. He stays on it. Yeah. The sadder. Oh, it went to a 2 chord. La. Here's that chord again. Re, yeah. Good old 2. Major. Love it. That was a great transition. I'm sorry. I need to back up. I'm just listening to the music, Casper. You did a great job with the music. I don't know what this is about. I sometimes get too into the music. So he's Casper being Hades. I keep saying Casper. I should just say Hades. I'll say Hades from now on. Hades. Gotta do something that he's not agreeing with. That's why he's so vulnerable here. But what is it? Sounds so good. And the art's so cool too. Doesn't want to lose things. This is the transition. Tell me you don't love that. It sounds so cool. Nice piano. Do. Oof. I can hear a drum beat coming. So they won over the gods, is that right? And this is the aftermath? Ooh. Ooh, okay, so this is his decision to take over the underworld. Got it. Kind of like when in Hamilton, they took back America, and the great question that they asked at the end of Act 1 was, cameras with me, was what do you do now? Like what do you do now that you've separated yourself from me, the ruler? And so the Titans have been fallen, and now this is the aftermath of Hades has to run the underworld, and he's not exactly thrilled about it, it seems. And I don't know anything about that. Would you be? Yeah, he doesn't seem too thrilled. New artists. Oh my gosh. How many artists do you have, Casper? Sorry, Hades. Little key change action. Ooh. So. Cause no one wants to go to take that extra step. And we were meant to do. Back to the original key. The unthinkable, the impossible. Chest voice. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's that chord I was saying before. That's this one. The impossible. And then the drum beat kicks in. Oh, he did it. He fulfilled the prophecy. I could be a muse. That was sick. I love the chest, by the way, all vulnerable up to this point in the head voice, but now the chest voice comes on a very high register for chest voice and just bounce it so everyone in their chair goes. The impossible. Yeah, the bass too. Yeah, yeah. The drum beat. There's that chord again. Oh! I was wondering why it wasn't loud enough for me. Oh! I haven't heard it up to this point. Oh my gosh. Is that a tomato? Apple. Hey. Yeah, there it is again. Ooh. Oh, I'm hearing this. Is this a real piano? I hear like, listen again. You can almost feel like a little subtle bass, like when someone presses something like. Can you feel that bass? Just a little bit if you have your bass turned up. Right? You can feel in between each like. Sorry. You can hear like a little bit of a bass. And I can't tell, is this like actually you performing? I would love to know, actually. Listen. Maybe not. Maybe it's the hissing of the rain? I don't know. I can feel it. It seems so real. It's so real sounding. This is a great plugin. Nice. Yeah. That's such an interesting view of like Hades. I've never really considered like he can be someone that like suffers because he's the ruler of the underworld. It's not something you really think about. You think sort of like you're Hades, you're a bad guy. Like I almost associate him with the Grim Reaper, but it almost feels like he's broken here and definitely bummed out. So, all right, we're gonna end the episode there. There's I think 3 songs left. Maybe it could be 4, honestly, with it being 7:45 in the YouTubes. But there might be a thank you. I'm not sure. I didn't see the whole thing. So we're about to. So far, really, really cool. Really cool. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, you should hit the subscribe button. And, by the way, if you're part of my channel, you should check out Casper's stuff. He has a reaction channel that's posted in the description. And also is creating stories from Styx. So support that project as well. Really cool stuff. I heard there might be a part 2 coming. You'll have to let me know. All right. And that's going to be the video. Folks, thank you so much. If you like my content, you should check out my Patreon. You should hit the sub button. And you should check out Gilgamesh the Musical. That's going to be the video. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons. All of you make this possible. I appreciate all the support.
The flip, the flop, the flippity flip, the flipsy T, Flippinator. You got the flip on the left, you got the flip on the right. That's a flip, man. The flip, the flop, the flippity flip, the flipsy T, Flippinator. You got the flip on the left, you got the flip on the right. That's a flip, man. The flip.